Hello guys, Crispy here. Welcome back to another video. In this one, my friends, I'm going to be testing the GTX 1650 Super, as you can see here in MSI Afterburner and here in GeForce Experience with the Ryzen 750i and 16 gigs of RAM Rust. Yes guys, I am not sure how to test this game, by the way, but I'm going to do my best here. As you can see, FOV set to 90 and what else? 1080p, we're going to be testing at 1080p today in this GPU, and the graphics settings for now are all set to the minimum because, well, yes, that's probably low settings, I think. As you can see, everything is turned off over here. Okay. Experimental, I'm gonna leave those disabled throughout the video as well. I'm not gonna touch those, but yeah, I'm just gonna be messing around, like trying to make like a medium and high and ultra settings preset. Of course, the ultra settings being everything maxed out, I guess, over here. I'm also not gonna be testing it with like motion blur and vignetting and stuff like that because I don't like those. But yeah, you will see, okay, what kind of FPS we're gonna get. And oh boy, it's nighttime. Okay then, but look at that, guys. It's Christmas time in Rust as well. Wow. I see a sign of some light. Oh my gosh, I've been just roaming around here without seeing anything for all this time, and I actually got this, so yeah, that was some progress done. Look at the sun, finally. Look at those beautiful shadows on low, by the way. It's beautiful. This game's actually beautiful on higher settings though, but yeah, at low settings it just looks awful. As you can see, the textures, there are no textures almost. It's horrible, but at least it runs well. I mean, I think it ran well as well in the GTX 460 a few months ago, so yeah, that's something. On low settings, there's not much to see. No pun intended, actually, because there's literally no textures to see as well, but I'm not really sure where to go as well. As you can see, we're getting like 50% usage on the GPU, so that means our CPU is being a bottleneck here, probably because Rust doesn't really use all of the cores on our CPU. You only need like 4 cores. I remember playing this game on a dual core Celeron CPU back in like 2014 or 15 maybe, so I'm not sure. It's probably a little bit more demanding right now. Somebody's near us just chopping trees down, I think. Counting the FPS, oh god, I forgot about it because of the nighttime. There the guy is. Oh boy. Okay, I'm just gonna move this way. Yep. Yeah, guys, the trees are just insanely low resolution, but it's supposed to be like this. You know, it's a good thing that games look like this on the lowest settings possible, because that means that more people will be able to play the games. You know, people with GT 710s, even GT 210s. I remember this was actually playable on a GeForce 210, like in 2012 or something, like probably not that long ago. But yeah, when the game launched, it could be run at pretty much everything, you know, even Intel HD graphics, stuff like that, if you lower the graphics enough. And yeah, it's just stutters quite a bit, even on the lowest settings possible. And even on these settings, we are approaching like 2.1 gigabytes of VRAM utilization. So yeah, 11 gigabytes of RAM. It's the game is just not well optimized. It has never been well optimized, I think. And okay, at least on the GPU side of things, it's playable on pretty much anything. So moving on, I'm just gonna stay here now and stop our FPS counting system. Our 1% lows are pretty low because of the stuttering, but yeah, you know, the game's playable, completely playable. If you want to play like this, well, feel free, but I don't really like it too much, obviously. Oh my god, this takes so long. I've literally spent like 2 minutes waiting for this, and I think I got disconnected from the game. Oh boy, are you kidding me? 10 more minutes to get into a game? Whoa, finally! Okay, now I just gotta set the settings that I want, because it's not yet set. I want this like on 3, maybe. I know the max is 6, so maybe 3 is like medium, middle of the slider, everything, or close to it. High performance impact, so I think on medium we'll leave that off. Large performance impact, okay, anisotropic filtering doesn't really matter too much to your performance, you know. We're without anisotropic filtering getting 88 FPS. And now I'll put it on max and we're getting 87, 88. It's the same, okay? It doesn't really. Why does that say a large performance impact? Image effects. Alright, now anti-aliasing. Let's put FXAA here on medium. Ambient occlusion, I'll leave that off. High quality bloom, let's enable that. Lens dirt, whatever. Sun shafts, yes. And sharpen, I leave it to high settings. Alright, so these are our medium settings, I would say. Yeah, the textures are now applied, as you can see by the sand and our torch in my hand. So let's just rob this guy over here. First things first, you know. Alright, you don't have a torch anymore. Okay, let's start counting our FPS, by the way. Our GPU still isn't maxed out, but we're getting really decent frames for our Rust, you know. 90 something FPS. I'm just gonna try to find like a more dense forest area to test our FPS in, because I think those are the most intensive areas in this game, at least GPU intensive, you know. So let's just do that. Look at that. It actually looks good here on medium settings, kind of medium I'm not sure if this is medium settings, you know, but yeah. We're getting like close to 100 FPS. This is pretty oh my gosh, that's a big stutter, but that's normal in Rust, by the way. The game is just not well optimized at all. As you can see, our RAM usage is touching 12 gigabytes of RAM. Our VRAM usage is at 3 gigabytes, which isn't anything to write home about, to be honest, but you know, it's still on medium and it already is reaching 3 gigabytes of VRAM usage. So maximum settings, I think it even maxed out the GTX 1080 at 8 gigabytes of VRAM. So I have no clue how many gigabytes of VRAM you need to play this game with, but I'm just gonna eat this and this. Our GPU usage is not maxed out, so that means that you will need a CPU with strong single core performance to achieve these frame rates, like 90 FPS average, as we are seeing right now, at least with the GTX 1650 Super. So I suggest something like an i5 4th gen overclocked to like 4.5 gigahertz, something like that, at 4690K. Yeah, something with strong single core performance. You don't need a ton of threads, because as you can see, our CPU usage is only like around 20 to 30% most of the time, so that means that it's only using 4 threads of our 16 threads of this CPU. Yeah, alright, so far so good. I think that's it for medium settings. I hope the sun is not, yep, it's setting down. Oh, come on, man, I don't really want to spend another night here in the wilds. 95 FPS on average, 63 FPS, 1% lows. Alright, this is good. This is pretty much the same as low settings, because we're still CPU bound, of course. And now let's do high settings. Oh boy, what are high settings? I think it's like 3/4 of the sliders when we can do that. So okay, maybe like around here, around here, around here. Yeah, okay, let's enable that on 1 right now. Here, 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 here. Yep, I think that's probably it. Let's put some ambient occlusion over here and some sharpen effects. So, oh my gosh, this actually looks good. Alright, let's just wait a little bit in case of anything is not applied yet. Oh my gosh, that's a big stutter. I just moved my mouse. Okay, so we still got a little bit of daylight left, I think. I think the sun is not moving at all right now, so that's a good thing. Let's start counting our FPS here on high settings. So now our GPU usage is finally maxed out at 98% usage. So with these FPS, like 50 to 60 FPS, you should only need like something like a 2nd gen i5, 3rd gen i5. I'm not sure, but those CPUs should be able to provide you with like 40 plus FPS. So yeah, to not bottleneck this GPU, you only need one of those. But honestly, I was expecting kind of a bit more FPS here on high settings coming from the 1650 Super. This is after all comparable to a GTX 1066 gigabyte. So I don't remember how many FPS we got with the 1066 gigabyte, but I only tested that like a year ago or something, and the game has received a ton of updates since then, so it's a little bit more demanding. I guess this game doesn't really like optimization too much, because every time there's an update, the FPS just drop and drop and drop and drop and drop even further. So I don't like that. You know, I wish the Rust developers would focus more on optimization. They don't seem to care too much about that. As you can see, our RAM usage is now at 14 gigabytes, so it's almost maxed out. 52 FPS on average here. Of course, we were in a demanding area with all of those trees. You can still get like 60 FPS sometimes. That's the performance here on high settings, I guess, in Rust, so I don't like it, okay? The game looks okay, you know, but still, it shouldn't really use this much RAM and VRAM, in my opinion. It's just not well optimized at all. 55 FPS average, 39 FPS, 1% lows. Of course, there's the occasional stutter, so that's why our 1% lows are that low. And let's go ahead and turn it up to ultra, see how many FPS we can get on those settings. So maybe, guys, if you are interested in playing this game, I think I would play it on medium, to be honest. I think it looks good enough, at least. Oh, that was fast, changing that. Okay, let's put everything to maximum. Max the game out here. Oh boy, our FPS are dropping a lot, as you can see there. Okay, so that's it. 1080p. Things are all maxed out here. Things that I don't like are turned off, and things that I like are enabled. Oh my god. Okay, so I truly was expecting a bit more FPS coming from this GPU, guys. Ah, god damn it. How? Why? Why does this game get more and more unoptimized with every single update? I remember like a year ago playing on the RX 570 with these settings, like maxed out settings, and it was completely playable at like around 60 FPS on average. But now, you know, a year later, it just, oh my gosh, look at this. It doesn't even reach a 30 FPS average on these settings. Why, Rust? Why do you need to be like that? Seriously. Oh my gosh, 20 something FPS with a GPU like this? Are you kidding me? Are you on drugs or something? I'm not sure what's going on with this game, guys. It looks good, but it doesn't look that good to eat at least 14 gigabytes of RAM and to eat like 8 gigs of VRAM. At least I don't have an 11 gigabyte graphics card or more to play this game with, so I don't even know how much VRAM it will utilize at these settings. So I guess I need to retest every single GPU here that I own in Rust, because the performance is completely different from my older videos, unfortunately. And somebody's just trying to kill me, I think. Well, I don't know where. I can't see anything. Oh my gosh, everything is so dark. Okay, I guess I'm gonna die, guys. So I'll see you in the next one. 28 FPS average, 1% lows of 21. This is awful performance, guys. This game has been out for years. It's still in early access, I think. I'm actually not sure about that, but it sure feels like it. So I just hope that they will optimize this game someday, but I've been waiting for that optimization patch or something like that for at least 5 years, because I used to play this game with my friends and it was really not that playable. It was playable, don't get me wrong, but yeah, 40 something FPS with the GTX 760 back in 2015 or something like that. So, well guys, hope you guys enjoyed this video. We're getting a few more FPS right here because there's no trees and stuff like that, and the sun's going down, so everything's just gonna be dark AF, and yeah, I'll not be able to see anything. So yeah, again, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already, and if you want to watch more videos like these, I love you all. Bye bye.